what's up? It's Matt in Japan, and welcome back to my channel. And today, as promised, I'm bringing you Transformers Kingdom War for Cybertron Trilogy. This is Voyager class Dinobot. Now, this guy's been a little bit hard to get over here in Japan land. He became available on Amazon, so decided to snatch him up, and very happy I did. So I know I'm a little late to the game with this figure, but better late than never. So let's take a look at the packaging. First and foremost, we have awesome piece of artwork there with Dinobot looking very ferocious in his dino mode. And just love the look of this guy. And on the side that wraps around to a bigger image, there you see Dinobot in his robot mode. And the classic background for the Kingdom boxes here. And again, the detail on this artwork is awesome. Love that head sculpt and everything about this. Very, very cool. Like I said, he is a Voyager class. So not much on the bottom, standard fare there. On the top, you got your Predacon symbol there. And on the side, you get your Kingdom artwork, Generations logo there. And on the back, you get your product shot. So there is Dinobot in his robot mode. And he converts in 28 steps to his Dino mode. So very, very cool. Can't wait to get this guy open. So speaking of, let's get Dinobot open and see what he's... Alright, so here we have Voyager class Dinobot out of the packaging. And I was very curious to see what card I would get with the figure. So I will show you right now. I got Optimus Prime. So I don't think I have this guy yet. I have a lot of Dinobots, Black Arachnias, and other characters from the line, but I don't have Optimus Prime. So very, very cool. There you see the very holographic sort of 3D foil image there. So we're going to just, I'm sure you guys have seen this before, but we're going to just peel this back and reveal the image underneath. And you do see Optimus Prime almost in that same exact pose. Looks like it's maybe raining. And in the background, if you look very closely on the bottom left, you see Bumblebee. You do see an image of Rhinox in beast mode, Optimus Primal, I think that's Air Razor flying on the back there. So very, very cool. Just got some images of that Kingdom Rhinox figure. I think it looks great. There's some people saying, they like the Generations figure better and so on and so forth. But for me, as a real, kind of non-Beast Wars fan, I think the Rhinox looks great and can't wait to get him. So again, you have your standard gold coin on the back. And can't wait to get that Titan class Arc figure. I pre-ordered it, and it's supposedly coming with the gold coin, so we'll be able to fit the gold coins here for Dinobot. So yeah, a lot of stuff to look forward to. And anyways, getting back to Dinobot here. So he does come with two accessories. Kind of one accessory, but it can be combined. So first is his tail, and you do see some really cool texture on there. Done in almost brownish gray. And this does open up like that. And then the other piece, we'll just put that down for now. And the other piece is his sword here. And it's done in sort of a, I don't know, kind of a, I'm going to say like a kind of dark purple, kind of lilac purple there, with a little bit of yellowish orange plastic for the handle. Now, just handling this, I could see this breaking very easily. So it seems like it's very fragile. So yeah, please be careful if you do have this. And then there's a peg there, kind of a keyhole that it just fits right in there. So you're just going to plug that in. And then there is a peg here. And if you open up his arm here, or sorry, if you open up his hand, there is a port there that can be easily inserted into there and make it look like he's shooting out his, like a laser sword or something like that. So very, very cool. And you can put it any way you want. You can turn it around like that. You can have it at an angle, have it straight up and down. So yeah, he can hold that just fine. And there are ports in both hands, so you can put it on either side. So very, very cool. Let's just take that out. And then for the Dino mode, this does just close as is for the Dino mode, and that becomes the tail. So I'm not sure how I feel about this kind of purple part peeking out there at the end there, but probably not a whole lot they could do. I think if they had painted it the same color as the tail, it would have looked weird in the sword mode. So anyways, that is the accessory. Now moving on to the figure itself. Now just getting this guy out of the box, out of the packaging, already this guy is tight. These joints are super tight, and we'll get into articulation in a sec. But first and foremost, God, that head sculpt. Again, I'm not a huge Beast Wars fan, but that head sculpt is just amazing. You get that really sort of nice bright blue paint on the face. The sculpt work on that face is just incredible. You get some paint, red paint for the eyes, some nice sculpted detail on the helmet here. You get that black part that breaks up the orange. I mean, the contrast to this is just amazing. I think this is probably one of the nicest head sculpts. Even the profile is just really cool. One of the nicest head sculpts I think I've seen on a figure in a long time. I mean, there's some good ones, but this really takes the cake. So sorry, I'm just gushing over this, but this is just really, really well done. Anyways, going down the figure, I mean, it is mostly dino parts here. But again, just the texture and stuff, the textures that they've been using for these, for the beast modes, you know, whether it be Dinobot or the Air Razor feathers or the, you know, the fur for Optimus Primal. I mean, they've just been knocking it out of the park. So really, really cool. And again, the contrast between the sort of goldy, sort of yellow color and the dark brownish gray and the blues, it's just really nice. Loving the contrast. And then you get some gold here on the sides and on the pelvis here. And again, you get some nice sculpt work in through there. You get his hands, which are very cool. We'll get into more with that in the articulation. But very, very cool. Some very nice sculpt work on the nails. Going down the waist, again, you get some just really nice sculpt work all throughout and very nice contrast between the gold and the orange color here. And then you get a little bit of different, almost grayish silver here on the knees. And again, just sculpt work all over the place. Really, really nice. And some really nice detail on the feet as well. You get more of that texture there. And then on the back, he does have a tiny little of a backpack, but not too bad. Very curious how this guy transforms. And there he is from the back. So before we get into articulation, just going to do a quick comparison. So there we have, this is Voyager class Dinobot. We're going to bring in, this is Deluxe class, let's move this back a little. This is Deluxe class Paleotrex. That's how they compare. And then I am definitely going to move my camera back because we have Leader class Grimlock in here. We're just going to do some dino comparisons in robot mode. And yeah, it looks like I need to adjust my camera here. Hold on. Going to adjust that up a little bit and we'll get it centered and pull back here. Okay, so yeah, there they are. So we have Voyager class Dinobot, there is Deluxe class Paleotrex, and we have Leader class Grimlock from the Studio series. So that is how they compare. So you got 3 different sizes there. And yeah, I love the size of the Dinobot. It's very nice and they scale very well together. So very, very cool. So let's take these guys out. And let's get into articulation for this guy. So, again, like I said, out of the box, this guy was just super tight. So, his head is on a ball joint. You get a ton of motion on the head. You got some up and down. You got side to side. Very expressive. You get a full 360 on the head. So, yeah, very expressive head. I really like that. Some of these figures don't have a lot of head movement, but this is very expressive. So, very nice. And then on the shoulders, you get a joint there. And because of transformation, that does go up. So you get actually a lot of range of motion there. And you do get a upper arm swivel there. And you get a 90 degree on the elbow. And then on the hands here, because they open and close for dyno mode as well. So you get a lot of articulation there. And you get some joints there. So it's very posable as far as the hands and the fingers. And then you do have a wrist swivel there as well. And you have a elbow bend there. So that is about it for the arms. So let's put those up here. You do get a nice waist swivel, 360. So very, very nice. I like how they designed that. So you can actually, there's no dinosaur kibble kind of hindering that waist swivel. So very, very nice. You do get some, the big ball joint here. So there's a lot of articulation there. And then he can kick forward that much. He can kick back, way back about that much. And then he can do the full split. So tons of articulation on the legs. You do get about a 90 degree on the knee bend. And there's nothing really, there is a swivel. Again, this is so tight. My copy is super tight. There's a swivel here. There's no upper thigh swivel there, but there is a swivel at the ball joint there. Knee bend, and then your classic ankle rocker joint. So you get a lot of articulation. There's also a little bit of articulation on the toe. You can go back and forth that much. So tons of articulation. This guy is super articulated, and I think he's going to be really fun to pose. So let's pause and get him transformed into his Dinobot in its Dino mode. And I have to say that transformation was a bit frustrating. It's a bit finicky. Not a big fan of the transformation. And to tell you the truth, the Dino mode, it looks okay. But we'll get into that in a sec here. So first and foremost, let's take a look at the detail here. Now, as far as the dyno mode and the sculpting itself, I think it came out really nice. You get some sort of gray for the eye there with a little eyeball with a little pupil there painted black. You get some nice detail on the teeth there, and they are painted in a gray. And you get some red paint for the tongue inside there. So as far as the sculpt work, I think it's really nice. And you do see some variation in the color. You see a little bit of that dark brown gray with a little bit of light gray there. It's very, very subtle, but you can see a little bit of detail throughout the figure there. So yeah, just taking a look at the detail here on the hands. Very cool sculpt work. You can sort of see the bones and where the claws come out there. And going down the figure again, you get that nice detail, the nice sort of texture on the skin there. And I think as far as the sculpt work and the texture, it looks really nice. Again, you know, almost wish there was like a little cap or something they put on the end there. As it is, it just kind of looks weird to me, having that purple nub sort of sticking out there. So like from the top down, from like this view, I think it looks great. But you know, it's when you get into the underside, it's you can see all the. I mean, it's not too bad. It cleans up pretty nicely. The transformation was very frustrating because a lot of parts don't stay in. Like this part on the leg, I just can't get it to clip in. Where this side clips in very nicely, this side still just does not want to stay in there. Sometimes the feet come loose there. If you look really closely, it's supposed to tab in right there. This foot is not, you can push it in, but it kind of, there's some resistance there, so it's not quite. I mean, I'm sure I sat and fiddled with it for like 15 minutes, and this is about the best I could get. So, you know, you do see the faux chest there as the upper thighs for the Dinobot. You know, all in all, it's pretty nice. I do wish on these arms there, we got a little bit more articulation on these hands. That is now, as it is now, it's just, I don't know, there is a ball joint there. But I kind of wish there was a little bit more articulation in the dino hands there. But so getting into articulation, there is a ball joint there. So you do get some up and down movement on the hands. And there is a joint there. So you can get some, you know, there is a ball joint there and a swivel. So you can get some nice articulation on the hands. And there is, you know, the jaw and the head. The jaw opens, the mouth opens and closes. And again, very tight. You do get a tiny bit of movement on the head, but not a whole lot. So there it is. And again, very tight. You don't get any real articulation anywhere else on the Dinobot. And then on the feet, again, you do get a knee swivel there, and you do get articulation just like in robot mode with the feet there. But it is very limited. Because of transformation, this is on a swivel here, so you can take the legs out like that. But again, you're exposing all the sort of robot kibble under there. So all in all, I'm not a big fan of the transformation nor the dino mode. I think the stronger mode is definitely his robot mode. So I mean, it's not bad. It's not bad. I do really appreciate the detail and all the sculpt work that went into this. But yeah, as far as transformation and sort of you know, hiding everything, it definitely looks better than the other Dinobots we've gotten in the past. But again, a little bit finicky for my taste. So anyways, let's do some comparisons here. So there we have Dinobots there. And here we have Paleotrex there for a deluxe class comparison. And then let's bring in big old Grimmy here, Studio Series Grimlock, for a comparison there. And let's just get a better view of these guys here. So there they are side by side. And that's how they sort of scale with each other as far as in their dino modes. Let's just adjust the camera ever so slightly here. And there they are. Sorry about that. So yeah, there is Voyager class Dinobot, the Deluxe class Paleotrex, and then we have the Leader class Grimlock. So that's how they scale with each other. See if we can get them in a little bit different, maybe some side views here. So yeah, there they are. And that is how they scale with each other. So yeah, not a bad figure in all. I really do think the robot mode is the stronger mode here. So I'm just gonna take these guys out, take Paleotrex out, and let's just focus on Dinobot here. So yeah, I do believe that the robot mode is a lot better. The Dino mode, it's okay. Again, I think because of the transformation, it just kind of turned me off. So this has been the Kingdom Voyager class Dinobot review. Thanks for watching. This has been Matt in Japan. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Have a great day.